A 13-10 win for M80 on that map of Ascent, and we gotta say, that was a quick break, but the map was very slow, very methodical between these two. It was 6-6, 7-7. It was just the back-to-back between the two, but I feel like what really made the difference is that we know on Ascent you need to get enough rounds on the defensive side, and only 6 for Moist. It was not enough, Compers.
It wasn't enough anywhere, it felt like. It felt like they were, like, both of these teams were always struggling against one or the other, and, like, again, it was like a fight of isolation. And honestly, of BCJ and Rock. But, like, having the Odins in general really did make it a lot more difficult for both of these teams to read into anything. It felt more like, okay, well, you know, just gather the information, run with it, and then pick the fights off, which really kind of felt like what we were watching the whole time. Very, very slow.
It was a map that, again, it wasn't really back and forth, which is what was the most impressive. It's not just one team being dominant on the defensive side and switching sides and the other doing the same. It was just both of them fighting back, and it just came down to that last round where it was just BCJ diffusing, knows who was at the end. It was Vic, and that 1v1 that is not going to have time or is not going to expect BCJ to be sticking, and that's the way that it ends, Wyatt.
BCJ played very well on that map. The kills that he was getting were all of very high impact. I don't think he like topped the board or anything, but kind of irrelevant when all of the kills you're getting are really influencing the rounds, right? So massive credit to the Sova player for M80 on that win, and also definitely credit to Net as well. Was really impactful on the attacking side, pressuring towards B main, finding good lurks, a couple entries as well. So nicely done from the two of them. I think they were really the standouts for M80 there.
And it's something that they were doing constantly, right, in those rounds, Compers, that you talked about, of the back and forth and the isolating duels between BCJ and what Net was doing as well. And Vic, even on the other side, it was put in the pretty winnable 1v1, but overall, I think we saw a map that was exactly what we expected in terms of how back and forth and how close these two teams really are.
It was, like, I'm not even going to say surprisingly close. I feel like I was expecting this, but not to the extent that we kind of had it go. Because I feel like the duration that we had, we would have been like 16-16 OT. Like, it was crazy. And I'll be honest, like, I love MXS. I think they did a great job playing into this, but I see so much more synergy from M80. It was just such an odd time where it really did feel like MXS's aim was better, but M80 were so much better in terms of, you know, playing together and playing off information with Koala Noob, right? BCJ playing off the cam off Net, and stuff like that. So I really did like that. The deadlock, though, took me by surprise. I think majority of the time the barrier mesh was putting in some good work. So
there's a couple things that you can do with a deadlock for sure. We've seen it for other teams. We've seen it for Dark Zero, for example. Some of the teams that like to run this deadlock on Ascent, and it can be effective, but it means that the game has the pace that we just saw, right? And this was also the map pick for Moist Shopify. So we're approaching a map number 2 where it was not your map pick. We don't know, surely. It was a back and forth, but it seems like there was a lot more pressure on Moist Shopify to close out that map to get enough rounds, because they not only they picked the map, they went on that defensive side first. So there's already that pressure that you should get at least 8 rounds for these two. It wasn't enough, and so now we go into a Haven territory, which is exactly where M80 wanted to take them, Wyatt.
M80 had a good performance on Haven last time they picked it. That was against YFP. Got a solid win there, playing the pretty default comp of the moment. Xander went insane in that game.
Yeah.
And on the opposite side, MXS, they've only played it once since it's been back in the pool, which was against SAD, and they took a loss there. So, I mean, at least just based on history, you've got to favor M80 going into this. But, of course, you know, having suffered that loss, you have to expect, too, that MXS have put some more serious time into their Haven and trying to refine it moving forward.
And we talked about something towards the beginning, and it was that we were going to see on that map of Ascent, a Koala Noob on the Euro, which is something that this team of M80 has done for some time. But now, as we head into Haven, the expectation is that both of the duelists should be playing this Jet Gompers, and I'm wondering if that can be a good indication for a Moist Shopify that we talked about. They're not going to their map pick, they're going to the map pick of M80, but they have Mata, which is a big highlight that we had, that we talked about towards the beginning, one of the best players, one of the best duelists, so maybe it can be a good head-to-head for this player.
No, I agree. And it's not only that, right? So with Mata kind of coming into play there, it also is just more so they know they're better, you know, in the aim game, going with the short or the long game too. And I feel like Haven is one of those maps where, you know, sometimes being patient and you know, having that sort of accord really does help, because it does entice you to push forward to find information a lot of the time on the defense. So they can take advantage of M80 that way, or more so. But I'm kind of worried. I feel like here, especially on Haven, like Nismo is an incredibly solid player. We got to see a little bit of from them before. I felt like we saw a bit more BCJ this time around. But
right.
In terms of what Nismo can offer, I definitely think he's going to come into play a lot here.
Yeah, I feel like all of the pieces for M80 especially, they're very consistent, but you'll have once in a while one of those standout performances by one of them, like Wyatt, you were saying with Xander that we saw against, I think it was Sad. It just out of nowhere, although they're very consistent, they will have a crazy game. So I feel like it can be this one. Maybe they can close the series 2-0. Let's jump into the Zippo Agents Lag, though. Let's see if the compositions here are going to remain the same with Team M80 and Moist Shopify for this map of Haven. It is actually a change. No, they're not staying the same. Instead of the head-to-head that we talked about with Koala Noob and Mata on the Jet, it's going to be Mata on Neon. I'm excited to see how this is going to play out. Maybe a map number 3 after this.
I don't know how to feel. But I think it's pretty typical, right? Mata's sitting on the Neon and yeah, basic composition on the side of M80, but if it works, it works. I really do like it. It's a cipher difference with the Sentinel here too. So I don't know, Wyatt. What are your thoughts?
I'm definitely excited to see MXS change the comp. The one that they were running against Sad was pretty weak, in my opinion. It was with a Fade and a Sova as the two initiators. I think that really lacks the explosivity that the Breach offers on either side of the map. Playing without flashes, without the, you know, the stun, I'm just not a fan of that. I think Breach is too good on this map right now. So I'm glad to see that in the mix, and Breach and Neon go hand in hand. We actually haven't seen Mata play Neon in any matches yet, but I'm going to imagine that he's probably crazy on the Agent, given how good he is on every other duelist. So perhaps he can take over the game here and get to that deciding map, Sunset. MXS need this map win. They're down 1-0. M80 are looking really good so far, and Haven is their map pick.
I think there's a huge shutdown there too with Net playing into that Killjoy and Mata taking that very fast pace, like, you know, head and roll. I think he could avoid a lot of the util moving forward. But of course, now as we start, there is potential for the C site to gather early information. Already Koala Noob gathering early picks as well. And everybody going down. It's an impossible route to win if you're on the side of MXS, especially now with so many players taking down, information given away, and now a sandwich slowly forming. But they do good at holding.
This is incredibly awkward for M80. Mata just, with the speed, ran all the way up, through garage behind into the M80 spawn. They tried to respond to it as fast as they could, but he's just rotating around the map with such pace they can't keep up. A huge fight right now with Ned. Oh, what a right click.
Oh, they're still rushing it down. Oh, it's Mata? Huh? That was intended. Because they know that Brock is going to be able to clutch. God. And clutch they will. Oh, no. But lack of information gives Brock not really too much of a head up. But the shots are crazy. The only thing that they can really win off here is time. And time that will be Net ready for the shot.
Oh, huge credit to Net for winning out that 1v1. I mean, that was a pretty ridiculous round. MXS came into it with a really cool game plan of going for this ultra-fast C-split where you can send your Neon through garage I mean, you can even see M80 recognized it. Right after Quality got that kill, he instantly tried to pick up the angle on Garage, and then Mata was kind of forced to hang back, draw attention towards the spawn. I mean, absolute chaos, but M80 somehow stabilized things out.
Man. I thought there for sure M80 might have been gone because crazy plays coming through from Brock. But of course, when the tension is there, you start to play better. And tension is here right now. VCJ just needs to play well with it. Nismo huge too, because they have so much util to aid in the approach here. They could just stall for time. They could push this team back or maybe play for the retake.
Nismo now doubled up with VCJ. Trying to retreat backside. Mata is so fast.
And he just held him off. VCJ still fighting though. I mean, it doesn't matter. M80 are, yeah, pretty good to the touch. 2-0. And a good feeling after winning the last map too.
Look for my shadows, they will hide you.
A good job handling that situation. Xander recovers the Guardian that Nismo dropped as well. Outlaw in the hands of Net. 1 light armor only for MXS. That's going to be with Vic, the Yeoman. And we'll see if they can convert this bonus round. Get off to a really strong lead.
Right here.
Yeah, big opportunities. See sight there with the Outlaw from Net too. Could watch this. Got a free pick, but they were just making noise to make noise at this point.
And in the meantime, M80 have stacked up really heavily towards A. They've got full control on that side of the map. Alarm bot in Garage. They've really covered all their bases here as far as gaining info across the map. You know, at this point, he is really the only place MXS could be going. I mean, they broke the alarm bots and maybe the Garage. They'll get the site for free, though. It's going to be a 5-on-5 retake. I mean, Mata is trying to get so far up. He's going crazy on the Neon right now.
They're not playing around. They're like, you know, if they do stop this before they can even enter site, I mean, it'd be a
He's trying to go right back in.
Dude, he's like, it's like you can't get rid of it.
The actions per minute. You can't slow down. Last map was the syrup type gameplay, and now he's just going insane. Pent up energy.
Dude, he can't even get a kill either. It's like he's everywhere, but he's not at the same time, and that's
like a toddler after a nap. Nap 1, and now he's just insane. He has too much energy.
Dude, Xander's crazy, but it doesn't even matter. No, it does not. Spike is going down regardless, and you know why? Because it's so sad too that he was just trying so hard to get a kill and nothing was happening.
It's actually ridiculous. Listen, I'm on model watch right now. How crazy will he go? Will he overextend? Will he feed? Will he be the infinite feed generator of M80 just finding opening kills? Let us see. Kowalnu has picked up the AWP. This is a map that I really associate him with in my mind as one that he can dominate. It's one that he's done, because of his domination on this map many times in the past. Always solid offing here.
Nowhere to run!
Oh gosh, teammate almost got caught in the crossfire. Actually did, but it doesn't matter. Still can fight this back, but M80 is so good at getting like these early picks, early intel moving outwards of the site. You don't even hold it. Like, they're willing to play for the retake. I think the thing that scares me the most is Koala Noob, though.
And with that being Otoshima that went down, no trips online. Look at the bottom of the map. You have 2 players flanking after getting that kill. They know that area will be exposed. Now this retake's going to come in from all angles.
Not a worry in the world, though. Especially now as Xander's feeling pretty confident with the pick they just collected themselves, and the util expended outward. Somehow Nismo alive, but BCJ doesn't need sight to see where the kills are and what's happening there. They could get the spray, and that may be it. MXS, a win that should not have happened. Somebody should have been outside smoke.
That went down to the wire. Vic just spamming away. The time was so low. They had to stick. I mean, M80 played that pretty well. I can't believe BCJ got that kill through the smoke, by the way. I think he was stunned, too. And he just tapped, and it was a headshot. That was pretty crazy. I mean, M80 did a lot right there. It seemed like they just lost out on the actual trades when MXS were just holding the angles in sight, playing pretty steadfast. Now M80 will be forced to the eco.
Still keeping the confidence. Moving forward onto site. Everybody's just surrounding themselves in B, but I guess it makes sense here with the save coming through. MXS are running off a loss. So, like, you know, put everything you got to it, put the power behind it. This time they're not as slow as before. They really are rushing with Mana playing onto the Neon, so faster paced gameplay and huge at doing so too. It's very different from what M80 are used to.
That one-way smoke goes down on main. They're trying to work their way back in, but going to be super tough. M80 will just try to deal as much damage as they can. Excuse me. This MXS economy definitely not out of control yet by any means. Some of those players are still pretty low on cash, so dealing damage is relevant.
One enemy remaining.
He's hiding.
What the hell is that skin? I don't think I've ever seen me getting distracted by skin. Vic. I don't think I'm getting so preoccupied by that sheriff skin. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life. And now it's just taken over my mind, and I'm hyper focused. Can't think about anything else. But all good.
Actually, I don't think I've seen it either. But you know what? Nismo, he died. Now we're 2-3. So in the upcoming, yeah, time to lock in. In the upcoming future,
I got distracted. Time to lock in. Quality as the op. He's gonna go op over in main.
Cover going out.
I am worried. Xander, I mean, I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like there is going to be so much attention just like up here now because they do see that smoke. Although, Mana didn't know?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen someone really try to do that. Just a neat position to play around that one-way smoke that the attackers send up. Already now, 2 first kills for Xander.
Right now, just looking for the util that has been placed down by Nep, but even then, Drone could possibly find it. No sighting seen, but instead finding 2 players just sitting outside of C's site, and they see this as money. If you're MXS, 48 seconds left, so they do have to push the site. Although time being of the essence here, who is going to be able to allow this to really come through? Rolling Thunder applied, and now a big push from M80, still keeping the site. I love the obedience.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, realizing that despite that Rolling Thunder connecting onto players, they wouldn't be able to hunt them down. Trying to flood fast now, though.
Enemy remaining.
Oh, net.
Spike down B.
He just destroyed. And now Spike is in their hands. So M80 back in this back and forth that they're very, very used to at this point. So it's not as though this isn't something new.
Yeah, it's really been that way all game, both maps. This team's playing very close. Some of the best that we've gotten. Challengers, of course. That did end up being a great ult from Nismo. Didn't directly get any kills, but was able to just cause a lot of delay. M80 rotates so fast into B there. They're just really playing well today. Very impressed by the M80 Sentinel.
It could set up for, it's so crazy too, because Nat was so close to developing the lockdown. I'm assuming they're just fighting this down in C with the util because of that fact, but... Oh. Not the play.
Noob just holding this angle down A pretty passively.
Take flight.
While Xander jiggles towards a short. MXS opting to take their time in this round. That's certainly the way they've been approaching both the attack sides on this map so far. Mostly slow rounds. Now rotating into the C, just trying to contact up, avert making any noise until they're close, and execute off that wall.
Oh, they're not giving up? Mata down towards the back of site. And he does have tons and tons of space, so even if Nismo wants to push this one forward, I think the smartest bet would just be to wait for everyone else. They've heard the information though. Listening into where Mata might be, but they knew that this was coming, and even then it's difficult to get away from it. They've only lost one. MXS fighting back though, making it so much more difficult. 4v2 and the op still in the hands of Koala Nu, but even then, Xander's fighting this, so they do have to approach the situation with an open mind. Now, Koala Nu's backing off. After that, it's done.
Playa did a great job in that 1-versus-1 duel against Xander. Really nice movement, nice swing at the end there. Just going a little bit wide to take that fight. Here's Koala Nu, but unless he reveals himself, he should be able to save this operator safely. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. No, Mata just spots him out at the last second. Operator gone.
Annihilated, demolished, back and forth, timeout. I'm expecting 4-4. Because that's just what we've been doing so far. But the breaches are kind of cooking on this map. I think it's...
Breaches are breaching.
They are breaching. Breaching the site. This is such actually a perfect name. I didn't even realize that it fits so well.
You just noticed?
I just noticed. What the...
4 years and 3 months into the existence of Valorant, Gompers realizes why Breach is called Breach.
Is there... Dude, I can't. I need to go back to school. This is crazy.
All good. All good. Yeah, the timeout is going to be called here because of this next round, buy round, with M80's economy on the line. It's really important that they're going to be able to convert this one into a win. MXS already looking just a bit better from the last time we saw them play this map against Sad. Mata is going to buy up the Bucky right now because he has the whatever that ult is called. What is that ult called? I forget. Neon Ultimate name. Google. Overdrive, because Mata has the overdrive available.
That? Oh no. Yeah, that shot's gone. Koala Nu has to back themselves away. And this is huge. Oh, maybe actually never mind. This would have been a lot better if Mata could be able to make it down without getting the fault line settled on them, but now it pretty much is the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. It does get shut down by the util alone off the side of MXS, and now having to fight for something a little bit more. Nismo standing in the corner, wanting to find something big, and that they will do, but the reload comes in at such an unlucky time! And it's up to the 1v1. Net with the lockdown and potential to take this one in, but he's waiting for the perfect moment, knowing that Fly is looking for something certain. I'm so surprised Net is just egoing this angle right now. And attempting to fight this off, but the ego works and leaves M80 with 4-4.
That's 2 clutches for Net already in this game to keep M80 in it. Look at their economy right now. It is absolutely terrible. They needed that win desperately, and with that ult committed. Out of that timeout, though, MXS will go for a crazy strat. Like, they have Vic TP into the defender's side and spawn. In the meantime, Mata is just sending it down main with the overdrive available. Learn that ability name. Googling in the downtime of the last round. That is just a crazy little strat that they went for. And you know what? It almost paid off. But M80, they just barely hang on. Their economy still hangs in the balance of this round, though.
Dude, after that last round there. Oh, yeah, being a lot more cautious of that fault line. They're waiting for it to happen this time. And Mata's also being mindful, which is good. So at this point, the site has been cleared, but they're more comfortable with the retake for M80, which I'm not surprised about. 34 seconds, though, until that fault line comes back into action for Nismo, so that I can utilize that once again. Now, location revealed, and a player down. So VCJ not able to give more into this round.
Yeah, gets just caught out there trying to support Nismo. And now 4 versus 5. Do M80 just opt to save this? They really need these weapons. It really might be in their best interest to do so, unless they can get a fast little opening here. Maybe Koala Noob catches Mata. But with the time dwindling, they're now starting to go for it with this low of time. This is some serious indecision from the M80 side.
Man, I think that's one of the faults, too, of having the op. There's just always constantly having to push for this weird demand of needing to save. But I guess either way, time was pretty difficult, and just the circumstances they were under was unfortunate, but yeah, moving forward.
Falaya just catching out Koala Noob in the end there, not able to save the op. At the very least, does have the Blade Storm for this round. But it really seemed like M80 were indecisive there, taking their time, then trying to go for the retake. I think maybe they were just waiting to get the fault line back active, but just too little too late. And once again, their economy has been on the line 3 rounds in a row, and already Fly, is that just random spam?
I think it might have just been, but lucky spam at that. Kind of closes off B and Garage for M80. They have no information, so if they want to regather that, they have to be very, very careful. Regardless, though, MXS still going A, so it doesn't matter.
And if they do execute A, this is actually winnable for M80. They have 2 players here. They have all of that KJ utility stacked up. Maybe an opportunity to bring this round back, despite being at the mana deficit.
Not ready yet.
They shot us down. Okay, huge. Now, this is big. Rolling Thunder kind of moving down over towards A, pushing M80 back into this retake position, which is super hard to win on A, especially now with Mata. I mean, attempting to make the play Koala Noob better, though, especially pulling out the Blade Storm. But then you're stuck in a 1v2, and everything was working out so perfectly for M80. But after that last save, they're now attempting to pick the fight this time around, knowing that they can push back with that shock dart. But 6-4 MXS, they're taking the lead in.
Rolling Thunder is just so perfect there from Falaya to get into that site. And yeah, I think that was just 2 random spam kills at the beginning. Maybe not the first. It is hard to tell if the smoke was down in time. If it wasn't down in time and he got a kill with someone peeking B main, I mean, that's just an error from the player in B main. But if he got double spam kills on players in 2 different locations, that is just outrageous.
Nowhere to run!
Hunter's Fury finally making its way for MXS, dude, and it's so close. Oh gosh, okay, but regardless, the save round is working out in favor of M80, surprisingly enough. BCG really caking it through, now being able to pick up the Phantom.
1 enemy remaining.
Yeah.
Last
But
player
shots
standing.
are not
Spike
calling
down,
for it.
C.
1v1 and a dream. But this is so possible. Aftershock, not really prepared. Fault line, 12 seconds left, but not to mention, you do got some flashes. Really available for Nismo. Timing is big off of Otashima.
Things getting incredibly dangerous with BCJ getting that first shot, recovers the rifle as well that was dropped. Back platform with Mata just being so deep into the site, really overextending himself there and gets caught for it. Ultimately, all of that damage completely irrelevant. M80 need rounds on the board. There's only one left. The MXS economy is super strong. Nismo right now is 1 orb off the Rolling Thunder, though. BCJ 2 away from the Hunter's Fury. If they can get either some orbs collected or maybe Nismo just gets 1 kill, that ult could be enough to win the round if it's used in the right situation.
Deploying drone.
Oh, they hear the drone. They're moving away. Try to assist in keeping the site because they know they're not able to fight back for it. And M80, they've been struggling a little bit on the defense. I mean, I don't really blame them. It is a lot more heavily attackers based.
I know exactly where.
Yeah, everybody's just pushed inside at this point. It's quite difficult to try to take the victory, especially now with MXS reeling things back in. But the Vandal's still alive off Xander. So is that Odin. Who's going to win the play here?
It's a great reposition from Vic.
It's a game of chicken. Whoever moves first dies. But they're not even
30
playing off
seconds
each other.
left.
And that's the beauty of the way that MXS is playing right now. I mean, at this point, if somebody manages to find BCJ, it's his life or theirs. There's a potential for a trade-off here. Location revealed. They're not able to get the plant down or the spike. They're waiting for this team to make it. The smokes, interestingly enough, but they know that Vic is trying to make his way! And Xander does not allow anybody to be left onto the site.
Even when it's a 2v2, MXS are ready to bring the clock down to 7 seconds before they act. Xander, perfect spray down at the very end there. And they were so fast on this flood, trading things down. Desperately needed that last round on the board. Really well done by Xander holding that angle, getting that clean double spray down. Pistol round, of course, always feels silly to say, but would be very significant for the M80 side to try and get back in a tied position in this game at 7-7.
It's just so much stronger for Mata 2 to play on the attack with that Neon, so... I mean, it doesn't necessarily surprise me that this lead has been carried away. Although Brock kind of readily standing for some of that damage to take place. Everybody's just slowly pushing. This is so good for M80. Keeping the silence and the patience here. All the util.
Look at this rotate from MXS, though. They are so ready for this.
They're not going to drop it down. Okay, Mata's just better. Whether it be the defense or the attack, the Neon is able to apply itself.
I mean, this one is over. Look at the HP for the remainder of these M80 players. Mata hasn't been able to do too much so far, but steps up in this pistol round. I think watching him on attack, it looks like he's been a little bit more focused on trying to use the Neon utility, take advantage of the movement, but hasn't been as focused on just the simple gunplay of the game, just shooting people, just kind of overheating at times. If he can rein it back just a little bit on defense, it should be solid to close this game out. Again, these M80 players, so weak right now. How can they win this?
They just got to keep their ground. But like, again, like no one's playing for anyone. But BCJ somehow does manage to find more. The shock darts are there. The damage is being made. But now finally playing for the refrag potential, and the blinds are coming through. BCJ fighting for their lives, but it's MXS's round to win. And the pistol leading them up just a little bit more to give them some peace moving forward.
It really comes down to that initial read that they had of M80's attempt to walk up short A, having that double, even triple face from the spawn side for that. Just really understanding what M80 were going to be up to in that round. Fully buying up here are MXS, not going for the triple rifle to ghost type look. They've just got rifles across the board, bulldogs, one vandal. And something that M80 love to do, they have just done now. One player buys an outlaw and a heavy armor for Kuala on round 2 to try to find some kills with an outlaw and light armor players.
Interesting with M80 here, Kuala Noob investing into this outlaw. I'm assuming all they really want is some sort of slight investment into this round, maybe picking somebody off, knowing that they are going to have that half shield. One-shot body shot now, especially applying more than just that. MXS close off
Enemy remaining.
the side of M80 like it's nothing, and that is nowhere to be seen.
A little bit of damage done, but ultimately inconsequential to MXS ability to win this round. They retain that man advantage, shut down the low buy players. And now M80 will experience the downside of going for that risky outlaw purchase in the second round. You can see BCJ was the player that bought it for Koala Noob. Only 50 credits left on the next buy round. I mean, of course, Net has a chance here, but it is incredibly slim.
Lights down. Turrets destroyed.
This is a risky move to play. Yeah, they just what, swing and gets taken down. But luckily enough for M80, you know, pistol round. Unfortunately, MXS taking a pretty huge lead, and Toll are going to be able to redeem themselves in the next round under the circumstance that it's warranted, because it seems like MXS are pretty well set up for the next round as well with that Vandal and the Bulldogs here.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what M80 opt to do here. What BCJ will have heading into this one. Looks like he's going to go for a heavy armor with a stinger. As M80 gather up towards A. Have that fault line, that recon to potentially send over deep into long.
Revealing area.
Oh, not so good. Information kind of just freely given away, but it's Mata. Man, with a huge first shot off Sander, and that's gotta hurt.
Last second drone comes up long from Brock as well. MXS just fully peel off after that early aggression. And look at Mata's already rotated all the way over towards the C to B connector. And is ready to take another engagement on these M80 players towards Garage. Going to get caught by Koala Noob, though, and instant trade from Odashima is perfect to retain the man advantage.
And so, whoa, first of all, unfair. The aim there is crazy. But even then, Fly is just going to play with the util here. They know they've done enough damage. Now Nismo attempting to find more shots with it. And this is huge. This is what they need if you're M80. To bring yourself back into the game. You allow that double digit to hit. And the mental goes down. But trying to close the space just a little bit more. Especially now as they work themselves up in long. Possibility for the clutch arises, not knowing where these players are.
Cover going out.
Smoke covers both of them off.
Oh, and they're going to wide swing it. They don't care. They hear the coverage. They know the flash has come out. Now they're looking for the information. Brock looking to spray, but it's BCJ with more than just that.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, and they're trolling. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Yeah, they just walk in smoke. And they take the win.
I mean, they take the win, but at what cost? They lose every single player.
Yeah.
Their economy is in the bin on this next round. It's going to be an incredibly awkward buy for them. The saving grace for M80. I mean, obviously, it's nice they get the round win, but into this next one, they do have some very influential ultimates to play with. Nismo getting all of those kills is now one off of the Rolling Thunder. BCJ, Hunter's Fury. If they can get that orb into Nismo's hands, that can certainly be enough to turn the round on its head. Their buy isn't terrible, it's just certainly not ideal after you win a round to have so many players on light armor, a couple on weaker weapons.
I think they're withholding themselves from peeking too aggressively because the feet are overtaking just a bit. MXS, they've been winning fights like crazy. I don't know what it is. Like, right here. This map in particular kind of brings out the monster in them. Oh, but this is so good. They're both just prepped and ready.
There are a couple info trips up for MXS right now. You can see towards B and Garage that are allowing players to stack more towards A. Here comes that Hunter's Fury.
Oh, and now actually getting offset into their position, but Rolling Thunder makes it harder
Spike down A.
for M80. And it's so incredible how much they struggle just to get themselves onto site. So on the defense, they're well connected here. MXS, they haven't
30
necessarily
seconds
played
left.
Bind too
Spike
much.
planted.
I guess that doesn't matter. You don't know how they're going to play. You don't have a good understanding as to how good this team might be, but maybe M80 are better trying to reel things back. They know Koala Noob is there. There's absolutely no way they don't, but Quee's better than ever.
What a transfer with the Vandal right there. Bringing it back, a 2 versus 3, BCJ and Koala Noob. BCJ, high impact kill as well, getting Odashima downed in heaven with that recovered Vandal. It just allows him and Koala Noob to play the perfect crossfire from sight and hell. You can see the players getting hyped up after that one, forces MXS onto the timeout. I want to see their economy out of this one. That was so scary for the M80 team. They committed the Hunter's Fury, didn't pay off. What a recovery. They're really clutching up to stay in this game. 2 versus 3s, nets 2 clutches in the first half.
They are, oh man, and it's always so like routed towards MXS. It's just the post plant that like kind of reels M80 back in. So there's faults on both sides here as to like what really does need to be fixed.
Absolutely. Man, I also just noticed too, I mean, just look at both breaches going crazy right now. Top fragging either side, which, listen, no easy feat. The breaches often very clunky to play, hard to find individual impact on. But the way Nismo plays it, the aggression he has, that is the difference maker for him. Fly looking so consistent on these rounds, and yeah, it is a full eco here for MXS. As M80 head to that open C site, they were gambling towards A. The defense gambled incorrectly, and M80 should be able to clean this round up with ease.
Here we go!
Dude, and they just shut this down. This is so beautiful. Timing from Nismo is everything, but Xander watching is even better. Now M80 finally take a turn for the better. They've shut down MXS and put them into such a weird economic position. They've guaranteed themselves at least something close. So they're closing the gap. Yeah, little by little.
Ahead.
Yeah, so far so good on this one. Nismo picks up a few more kills, already working towards the next Rolling Thunder. And maybe as well, they just do a really good job shutting down that choke entirely with the utility. Mollies from net, the aftershock comes in. They even get that overdrive out of Mata. Ult used, no value found, went down straight away. But here we go. MXS, they're going to be on the full buy now. Excuse me. This is the round they actually planned for in that timeout. We'll see how the ultimates come into play with it here, as it looks like there's going to be a very fast play down mid. The breach, the Neon Mata going to try and get close. Koala Noob has an AWP, might be able to counter this perfectly.
Okay. You cannot counter Koala with the AWP, but it seems like you can't even take him out either. MXS Brock is annihilating with a showstopper. The push that came through, everything working out so perfectly just to put M80 down into a box, and now they have the AWP, and there's a sense of fear in losing that. They've done a good job. Only one flank left to be read, and they have to be careful. They know they're there. They've read into the situation, and they are watching. But it's not easy. 3 players. 4 players actually still there.
Yeah, and all MXS have to do is bide their time. Don't give anything away to Koala Noob. Don't walk into his crosshair. Just slow things down. Hold the angles passively. Play for that retake.
And C is so clear.
Here.
Placing swarm grenade.
They don't even give into a quick rotation. If anything, they assume
30 seconds
they
left.
might just still be wavering.
Calling my
No,
bot.
but the plant goes down. And I think this is better, right? Holding with the off and having that killjoy there, the post-plant position, having the mollies as well.
Definitely, and now Otoshima getting the information with the neural theft. They are aware they're both on site.
Oh, but the off isn't going to work. They still have to be very, very careful if they're not able to help here. And that can't seem to find anything. So it does lead MXS into a very, very good position.
They go for a huge play. Called from that timeout. Just such aggression down mid there with, you know, Mata and the Breach as well. Flya just sending it down mid while Brock pops that Hunter's Fury towards a lobby.
Oh, this is a nice one.
Completely catches M80 out. Brock gets
That's
2 with the ultimate. That is just absurd. Oh, that stun as well. That's so perfect. Just barely catches onto Xander.
That goes there.
Looked like he had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but it caught him. Makes it so easy for Brock to capitalize.
Get out of my way.
Really cool set piece.
Revealing area.
The amount of confidence you have to just be sitting there. Well, M80 are throwing so much util and shots down there is crazy, but I guess they've gathered the information they need. A site free for the taking.
Drone.
It might just be so. Rolling Thunder out, and unfortunately, Duelist not going to be able to work too heavily to it. Koala Noob somehow still fighting for more.
That's crazy, just surviving in the cloudburst. How did he get that headshot with the Blade Storm? Another really cool aggro play from MXS. They take contact in Garage, and then Rolling Thunder off the back of it, swing out. M80 trade things out despite it, though. Mata with the random spam onto Xander. Another 2 versus 3 situation for M80 that they need to convert.
Take flight.
They're just trying to clear. Okay, but they have a lot to work for here. Oh, but the timing a bit too late. No, it helps out Ned, actually. In a surprising sense.
One enemy
Not
remaining.
intentional, but the best thing for the team. The drop down from Brock. That doesn't work out.
Again, MXS, they just cannot clear these M80 players out of hell. That's 2 times now. Multi-kill from that position. And the buy is going to be very awkward for Moi Shopify. They have to be able to save just enough to buy for the next M80 with an opportunity to tie up the game. A round where they can begin to bolster their economy here as well. Make sure that they can buy out for the rest of the game. Inching close to important ultimates. You can see Brock and Flya nowhere near the Rolling Thunder and Hunter's Fury. Those are the 2 most important ults, on this map right now with these 2 comps. And on the opposite end, M80, Nismo, and VCJ are getting very close. So if they can close out this round clean, they'll be in a decent position to close the game out.
Yeah, shots fired. Or towards the back of side M80. They're finally reading into MXS the way that was intended. Xander's having a hard time having to fight this back. Nope, M80, they're not struggling at all. Instead, they're looking to just put MXS back into their place and demanding this 2-0 straight across the board. Might just be easy, especially now with 1 player still there. 10-10 is a big, big possibility.
Vic going to save that rifle. Nismo with the spike. Now only 2 orbs away. Getting the Rolling Thunder. BCJ's got the Hunter's Fury active. Obviously, Vic is just going to chill out, try and survive this. And M80 will have a great opportunity to win this next pivotal buy round with the ults that they've been able to garner here.
Yeah, they can just chill for the time being. Casually waiting.
M80 can close out this game 2-0, that really says a lot about how much this team has been improving. It's been up and down for them. And it's really been the same case for MXS. It hasn't been smooth sailing throughout this entire year for either team. Two of the teams coming into this year, the 2024 Challenger season, that we're looking at as teams that can win the, Challengers finals, make it to the Ascension Tournament in Monterey later in the year, have a shot at making it into partnership. There's just so many good teams this year in Challengers that they've been getting close wins, having to fight hard for them, losing to teams that you wouldn't necessarily expect. But for M80 in particular, it's been a slow climb in stage 2. And I think if they can get a 2-0 win against MXS here, that would really be kind of the apex for them. Nismo, brother, is going to town on that smoothie, staying absolutely just the nutrition, incredible. Staying hydrated.
Oh, and he gave us a smile
ready.
right after, too. That's crazy. the shake on that he was really getting in there. But yeah, it's working. 19.
I respect it. It looked 19. Like blueberry, I think, I want to say. Maybe some blueberries in there.
Pretty good. Maybe like a strawberry, banana, blueberry. Yeah, it sounds
it's
good.
Definitely, no, listen, it's definitely possible.
Expert analysis. From me, but
we'll have to rewind the tape. Hopefully, can we get the replay ops on that one?
Yeah,
it's a deep dive of the smoothie.
A little zoom in too, like a nice
maybe a slowdown. I'm gonna need that at 0.25 speed. All
what
right,
is Nismo drinking right now?
MXS expend that second timeout in the game. Out of the last one, they went for a super aggro play. They just gunned it down mid. And looks like they might do the same thing here with a paranoia for Mata, but just going to walk down, takes contact, falls off.
Oh, and a big fall off too. Oh, now, and paranoia there, and Nismo does manage to back away, but this is huge. They swing the angle and they fight it. They might be able to take something from it, but they don't. Vic is crazy.
Shadows traveling.
Yeah, and it's just chaos across the map as Xander did the TP into the enemy spawn, but finds 2 kills from it. Doesn't get traded out. Again, M80 in a 2v3. They've been winning all of these situations so far.
Dude, they're so good with the post plant, and you can tell it just works.
How did they win these?
Dude,
That's 3 2v3s they won in a plant situation. 3 2v3s.
I'm telling you, when they have the site, it's Jover. It's Jover.
It really is. Joseph ever. Xander also was just so... He took the TP all the way into their spawn, wins the first duel against Mata, wins the duel against whomever that was trying to trade for Mata. That is crazy. MXS still have enough for a full buy here, though.
Bye.
Oh, Koala Noob, what a great entry with the Outlaw. Also just so heads up to pick up the weapon now. Everyone has light armor from Moy Shopify.
Koala is not having the time of his life, though. Especially as he goes down. I'm looking for the possibility to plant. Is it there? Sitting underneath hell. We've talked about it before. Once they do get the site, it is game over. Is this going to be the case? No, it's not. MXS, they're not wanting to give this away before. Bullets left up for VCJ, and it's a bullet each for both. 1! And it's not going to be used. 11-11.
Go, go, go.
Make a wish. Sorry.
I mean, Mata making the absolute most of the neon speed there.
Yeah.
Wrapped behind so fast on A. And now it's M80 on the timeout. Trying to concoct a plan for the next round.
Yeah.
If only M80 were in a 2v3 there. Someone needed to die earlier and then they would have won that one out for sure. 3v3? No, that goes MXS all day. 2v3? Hold up. They're winnable.
Using that first time out. Oh my gosh. This is stressful. And I can't even imagine how it feels like if you're M80. Like, you have a chance to close this out and just pretty much wipe your hands of it.
Yeah, this is their map pick. They were able to take Ascent, the map pick of Moist Shopify. And a clean 2-0 here, I think, would really mean a lot for M80's chances. All the wins that they've gotten have been so hard fought, so close. They beat Fluffy Aimers 2-1. They beat YFP 2-1.
That goes there.
This would be such a good win for them against one of our top challengers teams.
This should do. That goes there.
Yeah, using tactics now to make way up in mid. And is this a good read? Oh, I'm so afraid too for Kuala Nu because the way that they could just spray this down is crazy. They're waiting, slowly working themselves up. Oh no. Timing of the essence here, but the flashes work! And they still can't get anything!
Great utility from MXS to fall off as well. Nismo down to 2. I mean, I like that from M80. They try to flash out. They know people are watching. Go for a multiplayer face onto the MXS players at B. But MXS get the better of them. They win out those duels. Kamada, pressure on him, reveals himself, such low HP, stunned as well.
They're just trying to set themselves up for success on this site before Nismo goes down. He does have the ultimate. Or any site at that, to be completely honest, which it seems like it is going to have to be the C site, but the C site, a good site for the side of M80. They know how to fight these angles. If anything, keeping Nismo alive is going to be detrimental into winning this round, but Net can't find the shots! You know, everybody down. And it's up to Xander to find victory, but the match point there. And MXS, they are alive and ready at that match point.
They were so swift with the utility on that round. After they got that first kill onto mid window, look at that. They fall off of this so quick. There was that paranoia that came into window to stop any further swings from M80, and then a fault line immediately after, completely keeping them at bay, allowing their teammates that safe retreat into B. Mata drawing out so much utility again on the next cycle. Well played. M80 need this round to take the game into overtime, or MXS will steal their map pick away and will be headed over to Sunset.
They cannot sacrifice any life. It is dire. And you can feel the sense of fear. Nismo is set up so good right now.
MXS going for this mid-round walk down of mid, clearing this out. An opportunity to maybe catch out a flanking player. M80 will work into this free C site. Rolling Thunder use won't connect. Tripwire's going to be dealt with. Give that to Net. Yep, will have the lockdown because of this plant.
Dude, and this flank needs to work. If it doesn't work, it's bad. And it's gone bad. 1v1. No, but Brock has run away. Might just get caught out, though. Pulling out the weapon a bit too late. BCJ still stays alive. It has potential to fight off mid. Of course, Mata's still standing around down to the next. Oh my gosh, and the cheeky angles are working. But of course, now finally pulling out the ultimate. Maybe this might just be it for MXS, but they're holding on tight. And M80, they know what they need, but they're not watching the correct angles. Nobody there for the trade-off, or even seeing. Up to this 2v2. They know they need to keep the defusal. Up to Mata now, but stalling for time. Kuala Nu wanting to keep this moment alive, but not knowing where they're coming from right behind. They keep it down to the overtime.
What a way to end it to get into OT. What a play from BCJ. Winning that duel on the flank was so critical. Huge impact kill. And even after that, you can see on the minimap right there, he was able to kill Flya over towards the B site. Excellent from that Sova veteran on M80 to bring this into OT. Now M80, they've swapped back over to the defensive side, where MXS were usually getting the best of them. Glass Cannon Operator for Kuala Nu didn't have it in his hands too much when they were actually playing that defensive half because of the state of their economy. So we'll see if he can find an advantage with it now in OT.
Back in the uncomfortable position of the defense there for M80. They didn't perform so well here. Yeah. He's going to pick it up off the rip is crazy. Mata's in his comfort zone right now, so that's what seems to be the scariest. Yeah, are they going to just continue to push this one through? Seems like maybe so. Waiting for these players to find themselves out in the extremities, but BCJ feeling confident and strong. Not so strong, though. Koala Noob fighting for victory. A possibility for more. Yeah, flashes.
I mean, just nearly impossible, if not impossible. So many angles to clear out. Spike planted for main, for window. What can you do here?
Absolutely nothing.
All right, MXS have a chance to close out the game now. Their side swapped over to defense. That was such a fast OT round. Mata's entry onto Nismo on the B site was just nasty. That little jiggle, that headshot instant. What a player. Only needs one more kill to match his average kills per map, which is 21, which he actually got exactly 21 on map 1, which again is just, that being your average kills is so insane. Like that is inhuman activity from the MXS duelist.
Oh gosh. Dude, was Koala Noob smiling? I'd be shaking in my boots right now. This is a crazy game. This is man, this is like extremely anxiety inducing.
It's an important win for both teams. This is their last match of the regular season. Get their placement in the Challengers finals, which will be coming up in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It starts on July 22nd. That's the 8-team bracket that runs to the top 2, making it to the Ascension Tournament, trying to get into partnership. MXS did this earlier in the half. 4 players fighting for A lobbies. So much utility to overwhelm the attackers here.
Ending ahead.
Watch out! I'm out of here.
Okay, but they keep the same stance as before. The Flash is moving forward, and Xander, oh, this is huge. And they're playing so much more together because they know that the pressure is on, to be honest, which, yeah, again, people work way better under pressure, and I feel like now they're starting to realize how dire the situation is.
What a perfect paranoia there. Sent out by Xander. Catches both players, dealt with individually. Now it's just Oshima remaining. Most of this game, the attack rounds have been pretty slow, but so far in overtime, just back-to-back rapid rounds, the attacking sides shutting things down. Both teams overall have struggled just a bit more on defense, and that continues to be the story in OT.
It's just, it's scary because, like, M80, they find no value on the defense. I think this might be different, though, especially with the approach they're taking. They normally allow themselves to, like, isolate, pick off some fights. Obviously, MXS winning out in that endeavor.
Caution here.
But
wow, BCJ actually picking up the Odin, which allows some really good spam into window. Otoshima just narrowly avoiding some of that. Just took, I think, 1 bullet only. M80 haven't done anything too proactive down B. And now again, this Odin towards Garage is the primary area of the map where it can get some serious value.
Deploying drone.
early info. They did push back. Some of that damage actually applied, too. It's not going to be too much. Drastic measures taken up in A, though. So much util. Just waiting to be used, and the smoke's finally placed, but they're not letting go of the site. BCJ. No, he actually did back off. I was going to say, ready for action.
All of Nismo's utility available to get back in here.
Dude, Koala Noob's ready for it, though. This is so beautiful. This might be the play to lead them up to that victory, and he's better than ever.
What an just absolutely exemplary flood there from M80. Getting back in together so swiftly, just as the spike is getting down. Nismo had his full breach kit available to just give opportunity to have Koala Noob explode out of heaven there. The paranoia came in at the perfect time as well from Xander and Spawn, finally converting a defensive round. I really like how M80 played that top to bottom. Just giving that different look in mid, pressuring window early with the Odin spam, and then immediately pressuring garage with the Odin spam, just forcing MXS's hand. They push into that A site where all the KJ utility was waiting. Excellent defensive round. And now they just need to close it out on attack. It's 2-0 MXS, their last match of the regular season before heading into playoffs. Two of the best teams that we've got right now in Challengers.
I think MXS are scared because they know the potential of M80, but it could also be discussing the kind of the iteration of M80 constantly going C and that being their safe spot. You know, and how to funnel him there, or find a way to, you know, really hatch that discomfort. But yeah, quite the showing.
That goes there. This goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot.
All right, now headed into this round. All rifles across the board. No one risking a glass cannon op. Some info trips placed by the defensive Cypher, excuse me, towards garage, towards B main. Different defensive look here from MXS on A, though, with both players stacked up high. Very passive across the board from the defenders. You know, in that previous round, they got severely punished for their aggression down A. Not going to offer up any mistakes for M80 to capitalize on.
So slow, too. Like they're just trying to lure somebody out to give them info. They did hear the breach and they heard the shot coming down A. So they know there's a squadron.
Seconds left.
Just wants to get close, ready to break this Cypher trip when necessary to activate this C split. They're going to get the site for free. This map's going to come down to a full 5 versus 5 retake. Flya doesn't have a fault line, only one flash. Vic has the paranoia. It's decent enough util to make it happen, but not optimal. Actually, Flya will cycle that fault line back up just in time.
Yeah, Xander is also still packing up on that paranoia. Net in such a good position to help out. They know the reposition had happened, but still managing to take the picks. And it's a huge rolling thunder to stall. It doesn't even matter about it. Nismo's not looking for the elimination, he's looking for the victory, and right now that's all that matters. Slow moving forward. They don't know, they don't check the angle. It's Xander to close off in a 1v3 situation with tons of util just put down, and they know where you are. And the time is up, the defense have lost. It's MXS taking away the L in a big, unfortunate way, but M80 with the victory, the final victory leading into the series, and that's a 2-0, and huge smiles from the team.
Excellent job from M80, capping off their season, which was very up and down. A lot of struggle early on, bringing Net into this team post Nitro's departure before Stage 2. They've just been getting better and better, and finished things off with a really nice 2-0 over one of our better teams in Challengers. Last match of the season. They get a really good win and carry some good momentum into the Challengers finals that'll be coming up in just a week and a half.
Yeah, Dryad. Listen, it was on the longer side as well.
Daniel Dryad.
But Daniel Dryad. But this was fun.
It was in overtime. It was a very close map too. I thought more Shopify were gonna get away with it, especially there was a couple of rounds where they were ahead. So it seems like that was the time where they were gonna take a hold with that momentum and close it. But I mean, we always see the resilience for M80. We saw in that map 1 when it was so back and forth. We've seen it throughout the season with all the matches that they've won, and now we get the chance to see it for this last series of them of the regular season. And Wyatt, I'm happy to see this evolution. I know you've talked about it a bunch as well, about bringing Net in and the impact that he has had in the team, and everybody else just stepping up and playing like the M80 that we've always known.
Yeah, Net was really great today. I think this was actually probably his best match so far that he's had in Stage 2. Just slowly getting acclimated with this new roster. It's the first time I think he's played with, it's the first time he's played with a roster that is different from the Guard one for sure for like, I don't know how many years at this point, right? So getting into a new team, getting integrated took a little bit of time, but I think his play today was very solid. The Cypher on Ascent on the first map, and then this map as well. Played the KJ, did his job, got a lot of impact kills. Nismo was really strong today too on the breach on map 2, was putting in some serious work, saving rounds, winning out some of those 2v3s. A lot of individual step-ups from the players on M80 to win this second map.
And it's something that, as we've talked about, is great to see, and a lot of the individual performances stepping up. I mean, we already talked about BCJ as well in the map 1. We talked about Xander, about what he's been able to do throughout the season, and those additions like Net specifically, I think are great because we got the chance to talk to him just last week when they won, and Net, he has the opportunity to win Ascension for the second time this year if M80 make it that far, and that's just something that he's taking pretty chill. He's like, we might get there, we're taking it one step at a time, one match at a time, and this is a good approach for them, and we see it with the results. You see them being a little shaky, trying to adapt to this new player, and then you see them winning and winning over and over again. This is everything for the 2 of M80 and Shopify, but we are gonna throw it to a break, and when we come back we have an interview with BCJ.
Enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. Your feet!
Welcome back, everyone. It is now time to talk to BCJ after that win of M80 over Moist Shopify. And BCJ, so I'm going to start this off by bringing back something that you messaged me, and you have been pretty vocal about people doubting Moist Shopify, or sorry, doubting M80, and people having their hesitations in the back and forth. But now you win match after match after match in a row, and this is an evolution that we've seen for the team. So tell me about what it's like to be growing with this team and also prove all the doubters wrong.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's like a lot of it weighs on the coaching staff for me. I think they made a very big decision in the middle of the season to obviously change the roster. That's going to affect any team, but also changing our IGL and the way that we communicate to each other. So, you know, you're seeing the changes pay off, if that makes sense. So a lot of credit goes to those two and to Xander, who's our current IGL. So, you know, big props to them continuing to grow day in, day out. And alongside them, it makes it that much easier to just play at your game, play your A game.
And what is it like to play this match where it was a 2-0, sure, but it was very close. It was a constant back and forth between you and Moist Shopify. So to make sure that everybody's playing their A game, even if the rounds are so long, even if the match goes the overtime, to make sure that everybody's connecting and know that they can close it out in that 2-0.
Yeah, honestly, I think the timeouts were helping a lot. I felt like every other round, I think someone said a remark like, is there 9 timeouts already? Like, that helps us kind of get into our mojo, talk about the rounds, what we want to do, what we want to accomplish, and, you know, on each, especially in overtime, on each attack and defense side. So I think that really helped us, like, hone in on what we want to abuse and how we want to, you know, kind of attack them or, you know, defend against Indian.
And in the history of you playing Haven, there's some memorable plays that we've had constantly throughout the years. There's some that I remember more than others. But for today, I think it was, I like what we were saying, it was a close series. It was one where you were able to give that support to the team, and that makes you shine so bright as an initiator. So playing this initiator role, playing back in this Haven, is this one of those maps where you would say you're the most comfortable on?
I think it's like a homecoming tour type feeling, you know. I think a lot of artists do this when they go back and play their old albums, but like for me, it's a lot of fun going back to old maps that I've played and scrimmed for years. And I think the first really moment I remember on Haven is playing my first tournament with Ascent, and I won like the most insane 4v1 on Haven, my first tournament, and that got me kind of the spot. So a lot of really good memories, and I'll bring up those nightmares are going to come back for the Leviathan round that you like to talk about all the time. So thanks for that. But no, yeah, a lot of good memories on Haven.
I said in general.
Yeah. No, it's okay. No, I know what you're talking about. Shy was in the team. I know what you're talking about. Like, I got you, bro.
This guy's just calling me out. I can't believe it. Yeah, there's a couple. No, but I'm so serious. You are one of the best initiators that we have in NA, and I think it shows in your Haven, and it shows in all of the maps as well. But also thinking about what is going to be playoffs, what is going to be Ascension as well in the future. How do you see other teams and even other individual players that might match up to you guys?
Yeah, I think for us, it's going to come down to like experience. I think these guys have a lot of experience, not only in the Ascension run, but in Challengers in general. I think, you know, that is going to like separate us from a lot of the teams going into playoffs. I'd say the same thing going for Oxygen and Moist. I think they're in that same category. They're kind of getting that experience over these other teams. That's kind of carrying them during the regular season. But we're here. I mean, we're here, guys. It's playoffs. Everything's on the line. And so you got to be the best team you can right now. It doesn't matter about what you did in the past. So, you know, good luck playing us. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the way that you've been looking better and better. This whole team has looked amazing as of recently, and with the changes that you've talked about on the coaching staff, I have 2 more questions for you. The first one is for the teams that are in the mid-table, the teams that you've been able to play against and win against. Is there one that has been the most surprising, or one that you saw a lot of the growth that they've had, and that might be a threat for maybe not M80, but for others in playoffs?
I think without even thinking, to me, it goes to Turtle Troop. First off, they had our number and they beat us twice. But just the amount of resilience that they have as players, I think a lot of them have played at the higher level before, and they're kind of like itching for that chance to play back there again. And then obviously the story of the century is Weeded battling cancer at the current moment. Like, you can't make up stories like this. I'm rooting for them. I hope they, you know, I hope we go to Ascension with them. Honestly, I hope to see them there, and they surprise me for sure.
Yeah, honestly, they look amazing, and with all the everything that they have to deal with, the growth of not only them but also everybody in Challengers has been amazing. And my last question for you here is, you already said it a little bit, but give me some words for anybody that is going to face you in playoffs.
I'd say don't go to Xander's site. Don't go to Net's site. Wait, actually, just don't go to anyone's site. Good luck. We have the best 5 players, in my opinion, in each role. So I think you're going to have to be playing your S tier game to even beat our B game. Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, good luck to anybody facing you and facing M80, as this team looks amazing. BCJ, congratulations on this win. It was fun to talk to you once again. This is everything that we have for the post-match interview. And now we get to bring back the analysts to close out what has been today, the whole week, and the whole regular season. Why you're already laughing? What's going?
BCJ has me downright giggling. That's my current state.
He was just, he called me out.
He said your B game or your S tier game is our B tier game.
That's crazy.
And to hit none of our sites. Matter of fact, just you got a match against us, just submit a forfeit. Don't even show up.
I was taking notes. He was saying all that. Not Sander, not anybody else. I was taking notes because, I mean, this full confidence, which is what I want to see. This is the M80 that I've always wanted to see and that I'm glad that we're seeing once again. Now they figure everything out. Now let's take a look at the group standings to see how everything closed out, Gompers, because the teams that we expected to be at the top, they continue to be at the top, let's be honest. Oxygen with a 5-1 record, Dark Zero with a 5-1 record on the other side. That M80 that we just saw is going to end up on that second place of the second group with a 4-2. And those 2 losses they took, they were right at the beginning, Gumpers. I think this is shaping up, and this ended up shaping up the way that we expected.
Apparently their S tier game, I mean, anyone else's S tier game is their B game, so the first 2 games don't mean anything. We're scratching that. We're taking those out. Like, M80, they honestly did play really, really well today. And even though there were some hiccups, like left and right, playing against, you know, obviously playing against Moisex Shopify, I genuinely did see the synergy, the cohesion moving behind every single play and every action that they wanted to do, every single plant hold. Like, they knew what they were doing. It was just a matter of how were they going to execute it. And sometimes they had those hiccups, which happens. You know, it's been a long night, whatnot, but M80, they impressed today. And I do think if moving forward, they're going to be a team to watch for sure.
And something as well to point out is that when we were watching this match, there was also that Winthrop Core match going on the Knights Arena Twitch, and that ended up going this side of Core for those who missed it. It was that Core first and last win of the season, but they end up, you know, they don't end up 0-6, which is great. They end up 1-5, which is the same as Winthrop, who they were playing against. So it was a back and forth between the two, and Core ends up taking that win. We're gonna see how those players are gonna shape up for Winthrop, for Core, for those teams that were at the bottom, to make sure and see who can avoid relegation, who is going to end up getting relegated, and all of that, not only for what is going to be playoffs, but what is going to be the 2025 season that we're looking at already and very, very soon. But this is everything that we have of today. This is everything that we have of the second split. Thank you everybody for watching all these weeks, all these matches that have been amazing. Make sure you guys keep watching and following all the teams that have been playing, all the players that have been giving their best to see who's going to represent America and when the time comes in Ascension and when playoffs happens very, very soon. We'll see you guys then.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Enemy down.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Player standing.
Oh,
One enemy remaining. Flawless. One enemy remaining. Spike. 10 seconds. Spike planted. One enemy remaining. 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 Seconds left. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. 10 seconds. One enemy remaining. Clutch. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. 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 Got her. Spike down. One enemy remaining. Spike planted. One enemy remaining.